Welcome back to my channel. I'm Muskan, and in today's reading, we will see the messages about spring 2023. We are going to see what challenges, blessings, miracles, or guidance is coming your way and what you need to know to make the most out of it. So, the spring 2023 is from the dates 21st March to 20th June. So, throughout this period, whatever the guidance of the Spirit wants to come through for you, what your spirit guides, your angels, your higher self wants you to become aware of. And we will also take a look at different areas of your life and how growth and changes are happening in those areas. So, we have three piles here to choose from: pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. And I will show you each of the pile up and close one by one, and also a random card on the bottom of the deck. This will help you choose your particular pile. You could be drawn to one or more than one pile, and that is completely normal. Just trust your intuitive guidance to receive the messages. You could be drawn to the back artwork, the colors, the themes, the designs of the decks, or a random card on the bottom of the deck, or the name of the deck could call out to you. Whatever is calling out to you the most, pick that, and that will lead you to your divine guidance. Now I will show you each deck, each pile, one by one, up and close. The deck for pile number 1 is this. There's a beautiful owl on the back of the artwork. The name of this deck is Angel and Ancestors Oracle. And your card says, Mountains, stand your ground. The deck for pile number 2 is this. It has beautiful pastel roses on the background. The name of this deck is the Rose Oracle. And your card says, We are nature, becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection. The deck for pile number 3 is this. It has beautiful mandala art. The name of this deck is the Spirit Animal Oracle. And your card says 17. Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit. So these are the three options for you to choose from, and I will put down the timestamps for each pile in the description box below to make it easier for you to choose the guidance for your particular pile. And now I will start channeling the messages beginning from pile number 1. Hello pile number 1. So if you guys were drawn to the first deck, Angels and Ancestors, then this is going to be your reading. We will see what's coming through in the spring of 2023 for you guys. So the spring of 2023 is from the dates March 21 to June 20. So we will see any challenges, blessings, or any other guidance that wants to make itself known to you about this time period. So let's just dive right into your reading. For your first card, which is going to be the main theme for the spring 2023, we have Mountains, stand your ground. Okay, so the first message that's coming through for pile number 1 is that in the spring 2023, you are being called to create a strong physical reality, a strong physical foundation. This is about you believing in yourself. This is about you not backing down. This is about you standing so strong and so tall in yourself, in your sovereignty, in your life, that nothing can bring you down. It's like a very unstoppable, unmovable, unshakable energy that can't be hindered, that can't be played around with, that can't be messed with. Imagine mountains or mountain ranges, or maybe there's like specific mountain areas for you guys that you feel called towards. Maybe there are certain mountain areas that really make you or help you feel grounded, or just physical structures that help you feel grounded, or where you are able to receive downloads or insights or connect with your intuition more. Those are the areas that are important for you, and you can, if you resonate with this message, then you can connect with those areas. But the main message that's coming through is about you guys being unstoppable. And I can't help but notice these 3 star-like shapes on this card, and it also brings a message of you guys being rewarded for being in this unmovable, unstoppable, unshakable energy. So your higher self really wants you to be strong throughout these months of April, May, and June. Your higher self really wants you to stay steady and firm and confident and brave in what you believe, in what you want to create as your reality, and also practice this discipline or this grounded, firm stability in your life, which will help you accelerate, which will help accelerate your growth. These mountains do look like the height that they have above is the height they have below. So I feel like the rewards that you receive in your life, or the higher self trying to tell you that the stronger your foundation, the stronger you are from within yourself, the stronger is your outer reality or your manifestations going to be, or that is the standard that you are setting for your entire experience, even with other people or other situations. It's like what's within reflecting outside, the strength, the self-love that you have within, that reflecting outside. So yeah, this is really about becoming strong and unstoppable from within yourself, found in the strength of the mountains within yourself. And the mountains could also represent any challenges or obstacles that may seem a little bit daunting to us. And this is the spirit letting you know that do not back down in the face of adversity. Do not back down if you face any challenges, or if you see or experience or just think that some things are a little bit difficult for you. It's not about you giving up. Giving up is not even an option for you guys. And even if you face challenges, this is about you keep moving on, you standing your ground and not running away from the ground or your path or your journey when you face a little bit of obstacles, whether they are internal or external. This is about staying on track. This is about staying on your path, because it is going to be full of rewards for you. And these stars are also bringing out the message about you guys shining like a star. Yeah, so the stars are comparatively how we are viewing them from our visible eye. Stars look really small compared to the big mountains. So this is letting you know that your light shines brighter and is meant to shine brighter than the challenges or obstacles or any kind of issues that you may perceive in your life or that you may perceive moving forward. These obstacles may seem very, very huge, but you're meant to overcome them, and your light is meant to shine brighter than those obstacles. Even if you feel like, the spark in your heart or your optimism is not as big as those obstacles, but it has something real, it has that shine, it has that spark. It's of value, and it's in alignment with the divine will, it's in alignment with the divine orchestration of the universe. So this is letting you know that shine your light regardless and keep facing your true north. Keep standing strong and firm, believing in yourself in the face of any kind of adversity that may come along your way, because you are meant to overcome it. This is also about not letting other people push you around or the situations of your life, like tossing you around like a salad. So the mountains have this unshakable energy about them. You cannot pick up a mountain or move it around like you would a stone or a rock. So that is the kind of energy that you're being called to embody. And I also feel like your intuition or your heart is really being made the center here. Like your guides or your angels really want you to know that your heart and your intuition is really going to be on point moving forward, and you are really being called to trust it, irrespective of the situations, of the what people say, of what you may experience, what you may come in contact with. Irrespective of all those things, trust your intuition and stay grounded in your inner knowing. Do not move. Like, be flexible when it comes to change and evolving in your life, because that is very important, but stay grounded in your inner knowing. That's what's coming through as your main message. So now let's take a look at your tarot and oracle cards. We have 3 oracle cards along with your tarot cards as clarifiers for different areas of your life, and we will take a look at them one by one. So the first area that we are going to be looking at is your love and relationships area. So for this, the guidance that we have is Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. And to clarify this, we have Page of Wands in reverse. So for your love and relationships, the message that's coming through is to connect with your emotions throughout these months. This is trying to tell you to feel your emotions, to not run away from any emotions that may surface up for you when it comes to your relationships. We don't always allow ourselves to feel our emotions. And this is not just limited to our relationship with other people, but also our relationship with ourselves, with our self-love. So when you allow yourself to feel all your emotions, you are releasing stuck energy, not just from what you're feeling in the current situation, but also from your past. Because we're always carrying around suppressed energy within us that hasn't found its way through and out of us. So when you allow yourself to feel your emotions, that energy is able to move and move out of your body. And I also feel like the element of water can really help you feel and heal and nourish yourself, like taking baths or being around a water body like a beach or a lake or an ocean is really going to help you process yourself emotionally, because the water energetically holds the vibration of being fluid and movement and graceful softness and healing energy. So I feel like that is what you are being called to embody. And I feel like with this page of wands in reverse is bringing out the message of you guys. If you guys experienced any kind of situations that in terms of relationships that didn't really go your way, and you feel uncertain about how you are going to manifest your person, this is your spirit guides coming and telling you that feel your emotions in the present. A lot of the times we allow our anxiety or our fears to take the toll of us, to take the best of us, and we give into the fears about whether we are going to attract true or real connections in our life. This is letting you know that instead of focusing on how you are going to manifest and how you can control attracting a specific partner or person in the future, or even how your present relationships should be, I feel like the answer lies in feeling your emotions. And this can be a little bit underrated because we are conditioned to operate from our heads. We think that we can wrap our decisions around our heads and our logical thinking. But this is trying to tell you that when you feel whatever is coming through in the present, that is going to help you come closer to the solutions. That is going to help you move the energy of your past out and through you. It will prepare you for any relationships in the future. And I can't help but notice how much blue theme we have here. So we have this entire card with the blue themed color, and these pants, blue pants of this person are really shining out. So water signs could be significant to you. Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, these could be significant to you, or these could be the signs of people in your life who are significant. Another message that's coming through is you are being asked to be more flexible and soft in your relationships in the coming months than being like rigid or approaching with a lot of aggression or defensive energy. This is about being more fluid. I feel like there's this resonance between the softness and the taking the approach that is gentle and kind, not just to yourself but also to other people. There's a war between this energy and the energy of the earth and fire, which is very passionate, or you can say strong, or even defensive energy. So I feel like you are being asked to take a more fluid, flexible, adaptable, spontaneous, and I feel like this is also talking about like forgiveness, forgiving people in your life, forgiving people, letting them know that it's okay. Just even if you have like any connections from your past that you haven't forgiven yet, it's time to feel the energies around those connections that you may be carrying in your body, that you maybe have suppressed, and it's about releasing them and forgiving them and letting them go. That is going to help create a blank canvas for the new relationships to enter, or for the aligned relationships to strengthen in your life. And this water guardian makes me think of like the Queen of Cups in tarot, and just the way that she is in this beautiful goddess, mermaid, angelic energy makes me think of someone who is really taking long baths, practicing self-love and self-care, and they are really treating themselves like a queen. Wow, she is absolutely beautiful. This is really about self-love. This is really about loving yourself. For some of you, I'm also receiving the message for you like being in older relationships where you were not as mature, you didn't really have a lot of emotional maturity, but you are outgrowing that version of yourself because that version of you attracted the people who took advantage of you being innocent or you being a little bit naive. And this is you stepping into a new empowered version of yourself. For those of you who chose this pile and you are attracted to a woman, a particular woman, you are attracted to them, then the spirit is trying to tell you, I feel like you've been focusing a lot on this person or you are really attracted to them. I feel like if you want to come into a relationship or like even a friendship with this person, but this is definitely like a romantic interest. So the message that's coming through is that you need to approach with softness and kindness and gentleness and emotional maturity. Like, if you want to really understand this person and you care about them and you want to come closer to them in a relationship, you need to take the approach of emotional maturity, like how they are feeling, validating it, putting more importance on it, and just listening to them or hearing them and being present with them. And that will even help you develop emotional maturity. It doesn't mean that you're not mature, it just means that sometimes we are deep in other areas. Maybe we are deep intellectually, but when it comes to our emotions, that's the area that other people who mirror in our relationships can help us work on or just feel more into ourselves. Yeah, this is a very caring, gentle, beautiful energy, and it's really also about moving on from your past relationships and using the tool of your emotions, your emotional body, to help you move forward by releasing the old. By releasing the old, when you release, when you allow yourself to cry, when you do shadow work in the present moment, you are clearing out and rewriting your soul contracts. That is the message that's coming through. That if you don't feel what you have experienced in the past, then that is what's keeping those soul contracts still alive. Yeah, so the soul contract's still alive, and when you feel it, you're freeing yourself from those soul contracts and you are rewriting your future. And this is also like a beautiful optimistic energy, but it's not like very loud, it's more gentle and soft and nourishing. So now let's take a look at the other area of your life. So this is your purpose, your work, and your financial area. And for this we have Seer, see beyond the current situation. And to clarify this, we have the Fool upright. I can't help but notice how there's this beautiful purple amethyst colored crystal ball here, and then this person is also holding and what looks like an amethyst purple colored crystal in their hand. So this could be a significant crystal to you, or you are being called to carry it around with you, or it's going to guide you, or it's guiding you in your life. Okay, so the words that are coming through for your work, your purpose, and your finances, this area of your life, are new beginnings. This is about surrendering and falling into the arms of the universe. It's about coming in alignment with the divine plan, with the beautiful divine orchestration of the universe. So, when you surrender to the divine plan of the universe, that really means that there's certain roles that your higher self decided to take upon before you incarnated, or it was a part of your blueprint, or the mission that you were meant to embody, or the role that you were to play, the service that you were to provide to other people. And this is about surrendering your ego, because the ego wants to make logical sense of how things are going to turn out to be. It really doesn't want to step into the unknown. It doesn't really want us to try something new, or to surrender, or to let go of what's not serving us anymore. But our spirit and your higher self is guiding you to surrender to the divine will. It's about starting a new chapter. Maybe you are restarting a business, maybe you are restarting and reconnecting with your passion, or it's just you starting and reconnecting with something entirely new, and you are a little bit of a beginner when it comes to this area. Yeah, so let me give you an example to understand this better. Say that someone is entering college for the first time, or they are like entering a new school. So this is just an example and a metaphor, and they are not really familiar with it and how it works. But if they just surrender to it and remain curious of how it's going to go, they trust that they are there for a reason, and they have aligned with that for a reason, because their heart has brought them there, then it will help them to learn, to adapt, to connect with what the universe wants to align with them. So, your purpose, or the service that you're meant to provide to others, is not something that you decide from your false ego, because your false ego contains the conditioning of the society. That is not your spirit. But when you are leading from your spirit, you are going to be called towards, or you may take the paths and choose careers that are not really that conventional, that are very much out of the box, that haven't been explored yet. So, your higher self wants you to know that your current path, or what you are being called towards, may not make a lot of sense right away, but this is a call to trust your intuition before it makes sense. Those steps, those actions, those first choices that you make may not instantaneously make a lot of sense to you, or bring a lot of rewards or manifestations instantly, but you are being called to follow your heart, your intuition, and not your logical, conditioned mind or conditioned self. And I can't help but notice how in both of these cards, the eyes of the person are either closed or covered, and what they're actually trusting and focusing on is this amethyst crystal, which is a representation of your inner guidance, your intuition, what you are receiving as divine downloads or insights from the higher universe. Yeah, so I feel like your guides really want you to surrender to what your higher self is guiding you towards. It's like the choices that you make are not being made from your ego, they are not being made from your egoic self or your mind. You are completely connecting to your spirit and following their guidance, and what you need to do next, how you need to take even the little steps, and how things are going to come together. Yeah, so this really takes courage, and I feel like that's why your opening message was about standing your ground, mountains. So I feel like with this message, you are really being called to keep going on this path that you are going on, to stand firm in your inner knowing. To stand firm in your inner knowing, even if things don't feel a lot solid immediately. Like, can you see how this person is just surrendering to the divine will of the universe and they are falling, kind of falling, and but where they are falling, everything is coming together. It's this beautiful mandala. It also makes me think about the flower of life. Yeah, so this is really about allowing yourself to be more spontaneous. Again, we have that theme of spontaneity, and I think this message of mountains, it's like trying to tell you, it's not trying to say to you to be rigid and, to just hold on to what you already know. This is about being spontaneous and allowing your intuition to keep you grounded in what you believe, in what your guides or your angels or your higher version, the higher version of you, or even your future self is guiding you towards. And again, we have this bluish theme here. Once again, we have this water energy. And I want to read out a passage for this seer card. I feel like there is something that you guys need to hear. Seer, see beyond the current situation. Look beyond your current situation, raise your vibration, and focus on love. Clairvoyance isn't just about predicting the future, it's about being able to clearly enough create your best future. You are being encouraged by your ancestral guides and angels to see beyond what you think is happening right now. Don't allow your ego or doubts to play games with you. Instead of seeing yourself as stuck or lost, know you are in an energetic holding space while the universe recalibrates a path that is more favorable for you. Angels of light are upgrading your energy so your experiences can be more enjoyable. You are moving towards something extremely uplifting and enlightening. So stay calm and keep your eyes on the prize. Yeah, so this is really asking you to trust the process. This is really asking you to trust the process, and if there are things that you really can't make sense of right now, leave them to the spirit. Leave them to the spirit because things are really coming together for you guys. So I also want to say that some of you guys who chose this pile, you could also be like into areas or career paths, or your work revolves around guiding other people, esoterics, counseling, tarot reading, or being their spiritual guide, or simply a service work that allows and focuses on being guided by your spirit, by your soul. There's a huge element of esoterics and spirituality involved, and I feel like sometimes it can be a little bit difficult for people who choose unconventional paths because they don't really have a roadmap right away. Yeah, so this is really about trusting it and trusting that it's all coming together for you guys. In the next 3 months, you are being called to trust that everything is coming together for you. New beginnings, new hopes, and divine guidance of the higher universe. And I also feel like those of you guys who resonate with this message, what's also coming through is that you guys guiding other people, but when it comes to your own life, sometimes you feel like you're not being guided. Sometimes you feel like a blank page, like you don't have all the answers, and that is completely okay. That is normal. This is really a message of reassurance. You're a human, it's okay. You're still being guided, even if it doesn't seem like that in the moment. Everything will make sense. Trust your present, trust the future, trust your future self. So, the next area of your life is your spiritual journey, and for this, we have protection, guardian, drop your shields. And to clarify this, we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, so the words that are coming through are boundaries. So maybe in the coming months, you will be asked to have more firm boundaries. And this being about your spiritual journey gives me the vibes like spiritual protection, or even like using crystals to feel safe within yourself or in your reality, or just an energetic boundary that you set with other people. Like this protection guardian is kind of the feminine version of Archangel Michael, and she is feminine, which means that she is graceful, she is soft, she is kind and compassionate, but that doesn't mean that she will allow other people to take advantage of her. And I feel like this connects so much with our stand our ground mountains card, because mountains are immovable, and how both these people are standing in these cards, they have this immovable energy around them. So I feel like boundaries could be something that you will need to practice more. And I can't help but notice like there's this firm expression on the face of both these people, this person, this woman here, and her also. So it feels like she is setting a boundary telepathically and spiritually and mentally and emotionally. She is not like fighting with other people, but she is so sovereign and strong in her knowing that the other people, they cannot bypass, they cannot walk over this fence. Can you see like how like it feels like this person has created a fence for them, and they have this wand which represents their spiritual power, and they are saying no trespassers beyond this fence, no trespassers. This is really talking about practicing spiritual hygiene in your life. And I can sense on both these cards we have this aura on the back of this person, what looks like a halo aura, and then we again have this circular shield, and then again on this card we have this huge circular orb like structure. So I feel like you really need to protect your aura, your energetic field. And to do that, you don't really need to fight other people or like try to control them or behave in the way that they behave. But this is really about you standing in your sovereign self, in what you know the truth is, and not mingling or getting your energy involved with them, because when you do that, your energy becomes contaminated. So this is about keeping your energy discontaminated. This is about keeping your energy uninfluenced and having strong boundaries. If you need to verbalize those boundaries, then definitely do that, but there's a limit to that. After a while, you will have to set mental, emotional, and spiritual boundaries where you even don't no longer interact with other people, where you're like, I already set this boundary, I don't need to repeat it again and again. For some of you guys, I'm also receiving the message that some of you guys may not even speak to some people who trespass your boundaries, or you who are coming off as toxic. Okay, another message that's coming through is, can you see like how this person is dressed like a peacock? So the peacock is the symbolism of shining your light, of honing your crafts and shining them, or just shining what's best about you and completely owning it. It's like you're so full of colors and you're so full of beautiful manifestations and beautiful energy. And sometimes you can attract different kinds of people or energies when you're shining that brightly, or when you have this charming energy about you. And this is letting you know that just because someone is mesmerized by you or appreciates you doesn't mean that they are your person. Doesn't mean that you have to let just everyone into your life. This is also about like emotional stability and mental and emotional neutrality. Like this person has a very neutral energy about them. They are kind and compassionate, but at the same time they're standing in this position of sovereignty and protection. And their hand makes me think about like setting strong boundaries. But you're not doing it to hurt other people, you're doing it because you are choosing yourself. So, this neutral energy that is not aggressive or causing any destruction, but it's also not allowing itself to bleed for the other people, not allowing yourself to just be taken advantage of or just allow your energy to be contaminated. Another thing that's catching my attention is how we have the number 0 here with the Fool, and then we have the 9 of Wands. So the number 0 is all about new beginnings, a fresh start, starting your life anew. It's the number 0 is where all potentials exist. It's the start of a journey, but it can also represent like a completion of cycles. And the number 9 is about endings. So some sort of endings, maybe something that you're guided towards. It's like maybe endings in partnerships or endings of things that are no longer serving you, and you are doing them because now you are being called to prioritize your spirit, your intuition more and more. It's like you're stepping into this version of yourself where it's a completely new version of yourself. You are being upgraded in some kind of way. It's like you were, say, like you were John 1.0 and now you are becoming John 11.0 or 2.0, or even you're becoming Mary 2.0. I don't know, those names just came out as an example. The number 9 really talks about endings. So, what needs to end? What do you need to let go? Is there a certain belief? Is there a certain behavior that you keep allowing? Is there something that you are practicing yourself, or an area of your life that is coming to an end for a fresh start? So, now let's take a look at your astrology cards. This will give us any other deeper insight, any other additional messages. The first one we have Cancer. This is a water sign. Again, I think that's why we were receiving such blue emotional healing energy. The second one we have Capricorn. Ooh. This is an earth sign. And the next we have Taurus. Cancer, Capricorn and Taurus, these may be important zodiac signs for you or those who are significant to you. These could be rising, moon or sun signs. The next thing I want to say is that Taurus season, which is from April 21 to May 20, this could be a significant time period for you guys. This is maybe when these changes happen, and it also kind of goes really well with your work and purpose and finances area. I feel like the color theme really, I feel like this looks like a crystal ball. Yeah, so I feel like maybe in this time period there are some changes, some revamping, some restarts that may be happening, or things changing for you, and you need to trust that it's happening for the better. And you know what, it also feels like this Taurus, with this Taurus card, I feel like this is letting you know that abundance is going to come your way. like you are starting a new somewhere, or a new energy is going to come through in this area of your life, and abundance is going to come through in your life if you just keep moving forward with what really matters to you. This is about prioritizing your life. This is about really giving energy to what really matters to you, and as a result of that, you are going to attract so much abundance in your life. You're going to have different kind of worldly abundance. Like, that's what the Taurus talks about. It's about your material reality. With this Cancer and Capricorn coming out together, it feels like, you know what, Cancer and Capricorn are actually two opposite signs. They are completely opposite signs. So you may have been in situations or with people who had very different interests or ideas or way of living than you. And this is letting you know that there is nothing wrong with that. Like, you don't have to force connections, you don't have to really try to make things compatible where they are not compatible. You have to stop trying to make things compatible where they are not compatible. If there is any kind of disresonance, then don't try to force it. This Capricorn energy is really about taking planned action and moving forward in your career or your purpose area, and really giving it your attention and mindful energy. And with this Taurus card, both of these cards, they are really talking about your career and manifestation. But this comes when you prioritize what matters to you. So I feel like that's what's coming through. The Cancer is all about healing your emotions. It's about healing your emotional wounds, healing your past. It's about allowing yourself to feel your emotions, feeling safe within yourself. Yeah, we really had a lot of water energy. When a lot of blues and purples come together, it makes me think of like your throat chakra and your third eye chakra. And this is about walking on a path of truth and integrity, and creating your life from your strong inner knowing and inner clarity. That's what you are being guided towards in the coming months. So now let's take a look at your tea leaf fortune cards for any other additional messages. We have 3 of them, and the first one is April. So the month of April could be really significant for you. Then we have bread, period of prosperity and abundance. Wow, this is talking all about manifestation. And this is Taurian energy. This is the Taurus energy, where you are indulging in amazing foods and you're receiving money. You are enjoying the pleasures of the physical reality. This is really about this Taurus energy. I feel like for some of you guys, you may have like birthdays in the month of April, or you may be a Taurus. And the third one, we have carriage, a journey either physical or mental. So this could talk about you guys traveling somewhere. But I feel like with this card, your guides or your higher self really wants you to know that and acknowledge that you've come a long way. And you didn't really come this far to only come this far. And I also feel like you're going to manifest some things in the month of April, or the insights and the guidance that comes towards in your life in the month of April could really be significant for you. So I can also see like how we have a lot of water, and then we have a lot of earth energy. So when water and earth are combined together, it bears fruits to new plants. It bears new plants and flowers and trees coming into life. That is how I'm seeing it. So this is about you guys manifesting what you have been setting intention towards, what you are sowing the seeds towards. And this is also trying to tell you that the intentions that you set right now and in the coming months, and how you plant these seeds, are going to manifest in the most beautiful and abundant way. if you set them with clarity and in alignment with the higher self. And at the back of your deck, we have Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. Yes, so this is that Capricorn energy coming through, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. The planet Saturn is all about making ambitions, making plans, and it's all about focusing, directing your energy, having this strong, disciplined energy where you're not allowing the emotions or your negative thoughts or the negative situations or obstacles of your life to distract you from what you really want to do, from what really matters to you. So, this is trying to tell you to refocus your energy and plant new seeds of manifestation, and that can sometimes take a lot of energy, hard work, discipline, ambitions that is coming through. If you guys are confused about something, or if some kind of confusions arise in the future for you, then the solution is to write down things that matter to you and actually take action towards them in the present, because that is what is going to help you stay grounded in that reality and be in that process of active manifestation, taking actual actions towards what you want your future to look like. And at the back of your tarot deck, we have 10 of Pentacles upright. So this is an extremely positive card to end your reading with. I feel like this really talks all about joy, abundance, manifestations, prosperity, and this is really a confirmation for you guys that things are really going to get more beautiful and exciting and amazing, but you will need to trust the process and you will need to take action towards those things, and also you will need to protect your energy in a graceful manner and practice spiritual hygiene so that your energy can actually be reserved, conserved, to be channeled towards the reality that you want to create in your life. So these are all the messages that I have for you. I'm so grateful for you to listen these messages, and I hope you the very best spring 2023. If you like this reading, make sure to like, let me know in the comment section how you feel, and also subscribe to my channel. You can also support me through the link in the description box below. And I hope that you guys stay blessed. I will end your reading here and I will see you in the next video. Hello pile number 2. So if you guys were drawn to the second deck, the Rose Oracle, then this is going to be your reading. We will see what blessings or challenges are coming through in the spring of 2023, that is from March 21 to June 20. We are going to see and cover different areas of your life, and we will see what your higher self or your spirit guides want you to know about making the most out of this time period. So let's just dive right into your reading. As the main theme for your reading, we have one oracle card, and it says, "We are nature, becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection." Okay, so the first message that's coming through is that in the spring of 2023, your spirit guides and your higher self want you to spend more time in nature. This is also about you guys consuming more organic foods that really help to heal and nourish your body. Like health is kind of showing up as one of the themes here, and it's also about your physical body and how you treat it. For some of you guys, maybe you have been inside for way too long. Maybe the area that you live in, you are just coming out of winter season where it's really cold and you have to stay inside for a lot of the time, for most of the time. And now as the spring season approaches, this is giving you an opportunity to get ample sunlight, raise those vitamin D levels, and spend time in nature, jog out in the park, movement, moving your body. And it's just like what's also coming through is like living inside for way too long indoors and also with your technology. It's like being hooked to technology, and your higher self really wants you to start spending more time in the natural world, maybe going to a garden, sitting by a ocean, or just taking some fresh air, breathing deeply, or traveling somewhere that will help you to reconnect with nature, and it's going to really heal your body. I feel like this will also help you go through like this process of metamorphosis where it's time for you to come out. It's really a time for you to come out of your cocoon that you have been in for a very long time, and now you are being asked to gracefully allow your body to spend time in nature, doing what you love, and how that helps you heal your body. It prepares you, it energizes you, it helps that energy to keep moving. It helps you to come out of that stagnant, stuck space where you have lost your inspiration. So, yeah, spending time in nature, taking care of your health, it's really going to re energize you, re inspire you. It's really going to help you feel alive in your life. Yes, and embody higher frequencies. Like this embodiment, it's kind of telling me about your body, like focusing more on your body. How are you treating your body? What are you consuming? And this is really the theme for you guys. This is also talking about like taking more care of your body. We are nature. So nature has different seasons of rest and then seasons of action. And I feel like it's really talking about finding a balance for you guys for both of these things. Finding a balance between rest and movement, and staying inside and coming out of your comfort zone and spending more time in the natural world. Yes. And I also want to read out a passage about this card. I'm actually seeing this card for the first time. So let's see if there are any important messages. So I'm going to read out the passages that are intuitively calling out to me. It says, "We are nature, becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection. We've built a world on top of the world. If you look up the word nature in a dictionary, you'll see a reference to plants, animals, and landscapes as opposed to humans. We speak of getting into nature or getting grounded as something we need to do. We have forgotten that we don't exist in nature, we are nature." This card is an invitation to develop a deeper connection with the earth, to actively spend time with physical natural world around you, to tend to it and to take your place as a custodian of it, to see the sacred in all of life, to notice the changing seasons around you and within you, and to remember that you too are a part of the earth's ever-changing landscape, to remember that you are nature and that you'll always find your true nature in nature, to embrace your body as your home and the planet as your mother. Soul inquiry. How can you connect more deeply with nature and your own true nature? How can you return more to the earth? Yeah, so this is really a very beautiful message. We have oracle cards and tarot cards as their clarifiers for different areas of your life, and we will begin by taking a look at each of them. So the first area that we are going to look at is your love and your relationships, and for this we actually received 2 oracle cards and 2 tarot cards. And let's take a look. The first one we have After the Rain, silver lining, relief, hope, mercy, it's over, acceptance. And the second oracle card says The Rose, thread, inner call, soul led, the mystic, living courageously. To clarify these, we have Five of Cups in reverse and Four of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the first message that's coming through when it comes to your love and relationships area in the coming months is that getting over your past hurts or your past relationships. This is really talking about accepting that some relationships have ended in your life, or it could be about other platonic relationships that may have caused you hurt, that you may have gotten stuck in. It's like I'm also receiving the message that the winter time is like the time of hibernation, and now I feel like with this change of seasons, this is talking about the fact that you have stayed in the cocoon or stayed in that state where you were really hurt and you just closed yourself off, or you allowed yourself to be in the space where you were feeling depressed or maybe anxious or just facing your hurt and looking at what you've gone through. And now it's time for you to move on, it's time for you to come out of it. I feel like there's a time where we need to really mourn our losses or to look at what has hurt us. But I feel like you've been in this period of shadows for way too long, and I feel like now it's time for you to come out of it. And the way is to hold an optimistic look about the future. Like, it's not always easy to do that, it's easier said than done. But with this card that says hope, mercy, it's over acceptance. So when you accept the truth of a situation, instead of fighting it, you come out of that loop that constantly drains your energy. Can you see like how in the Five of Cups there's this life force energy that's draining out of this person, and we received this card in reverse. So you're not allowing these wounds of the past or any breakups or any falling outs in relationships to drain your energy anymore, or to still make you hold yourself back anymore. It's about accepting. It's about going through that cathartic phase when you have released it all, and now you are allowing yourself to enjoy the rainbow. Can you see like how there's this rain on this card, and then there are rainbows and the sun is shining back again? So I feel like this talks about you in relationships and how you are going to move forward. In the coming spring season, you are being encouraged and you're also being guided that if you have been feeling stuck or you've been feeling caught up over these old relationships or any of the traumas of the past, then this is an encouragement that you are going to come out of it, that you are going to move on, you are going to face the rainbows once again. And with this, the rose thread inner call, it's trying to guide you to find within your heart what you intuitively know is going to help you move forward. It's like we always have our intuition guiding us towards what is self-loving for us, what will help us heal. But sometimes we stay stuck in that emotionally destructive cycle that is really negative, and we don't allow ourselves to experience joy. Remember that the part of healing is not just facing or experiencing your emotions and accepting things, accepting and looking at the shadow side of things, but it's also about allowing yourself to experience joy, not trying to hold yourself back. And I feel this is the time for you, the time has come. So for example, you have been feeling depressed or even just stuck energetically, and all that you can think about for the entire day is about this person and how they hurt you. And your intuition tries to nudge you, maybe through visuals, something you see on the television or on the internet or just around you. It's like you receive these synchronicities or this inner knowing that if you practice dancing again, or if you start creating paintings and stay connected to your art again, that is going to like open up the windows of sunshine in a room that is dark. So this is really about opening yourself up to the joys of life. And this Four of Cups in reverse gives me the vibe that your spirit guides are saying that it's a no to stay stuck and stagnant. And this is also trying to tell you that if like there are situations, for example, the example that's coming to my mind is that you've broken up with someone but you are still in contact with your ex, or you have arguments or these hostile energies that just keep lingering around, and that is like a perpetual cycle that is not going to help you anymore. And your guides are saying it's a no to stay caught up over this person. It's a no to stay stagnant in this situation. It's a time for you to move on. This is your confirmation. This is your confirmation to move on. It's your time to move on. This is it. Living courageously is trying to tell you to open your heart once again. And it's not just about opening your heart to a romantic partner and instantaneously like pretending that everything is fine or just rebounding into new connections. This is about opening your heart to life once again. I feel like the hurt that you have gone through could have messed up with your optimism, or could have messed up with your your love for life in general. It's like there's still some kind of hope within you, but it kind of got messed up along the way. And I feel like music can also be really uplifting for you. Really uplifting music that can help you transmute, and the music that is kind of hopeful, that gives you hope, that really helps you feel back like yourself again. Yeah, I feel like you've been in this space for way too long, and now it's time for you to come out. It's like the animals that hibernate during the winter season, and then in the spring they all start coming out. I feel like that's the metaphor that your higher self is trying to give right now. It's time for you to come out and to open yourself to life. So now let's take a look at your purpose, work and finances area. And for this we have the bud, potential, promise, it's about to happen, keep going. And to clarify this, we have Four of Swords in reverse. Can you see like how this person has this heart and it's kind of tied up and they're in their nest and they're just lying around? It feels like they are obsessed over some kind of lost love, and we received this card in reverse. So the Four of Swords, actually in traditional tarot, it talks about rest and recuperation and healing. Oh, and we have this, the bud, the promise, the potential. So I feel like your guides or your higher self really want you to come out of your cocoon and experience your potential. It's about to happen. I feel like if this relationship or these emotional blockages that you may have experienced in any kind of way, they kind of also affected your work life or the service you provide to other people, and you felt like uninspired, I feel like this is your higher self trying to tell you that you are going to come out of it, or that it's going to come to an end, that phase is going to come to an end, and you're also going to start manifesting with a faster speed. And they don't want you anymore to stay stagnant and to hold yourself back, because I feel like you are using that as an excuse to keep yourself closed. It's like a trauma response. Yeah, so in the coming months, you really need movement. You need to come out of that lethargic, lazy space, and you need to keep moving. You need to move because this bird really needs to bloom. And this bird really needs to bloom is kind of a metaphor for your true potential, your inspiration coming out, and then that is helping you manifest more abundance. That helps you improve how you show up in your work, the purpose that you follow, which area is that it relates to you, and that really helps you shine your light. I feel like it's also going to help you meet new people, and it's going to help you open your heart. It's going to help your heart heal. Like, I don't know if you have like colleagues or people that you connect with when you work. I feel like that could also be healing for you because we do have this heart in the middle. Yeah, so this is about you coming out of your cocoon and again reconnecting with other people, socializing, and this will really help speed up your manifestation process. If you have been waiting for like a business or some kind of results or new ideas, then this is your heads up. You're going to receive those ideas, or those ideas are going to come out as success. But you do need to raise your vibration. You do need to change, shift yourself energetically to align with these experiences. Because remember that everything in your external reality is actually a mirror of your inner reality. So I feel like these manifestations kind of put themselves on a hold when you feel stuck, when you are stagnant, and when you affirm out into the universe that I am ready, things start to speed up. You start to get promotions, you start to get that inspiration, you start to raise higher, the numbers increase, whether it's money or whether it's like you're a content creator or something. It's like you move on, you move forward. It's an ascension that happens in your life. It's like a forward momentum. So I feel like staying in that space where there's not much movement happening also helps you to recharge. But I feel like you are now coming out of that phase, and now it's time for that energy that you have recharged or cleansed or alchemized. It's time for you to show up as the new you in the different areas of your life, and not to cry over the spilled milk or the lost love or the lost opportunities. Yeah, this is not about staying in the back seat anymore. This is about coming into the driver's seat of your reality, taking charge of things back again, and being accountable and responsible and inspired and motivated. And you know how that's gonna happen? That's gonna happen when you do things that are self loving, that start to spark that joy or that inspiration within you. That is going to affect other areas of your life. So, now let's take a look at the other area of your life, which is your spiritual journey. And for this, we have the Great Mother. Surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. And to clarify this, we have Page of Pentacles in reverse. I can't help but notice how much reversals we have. It's like all the tarot cards that we received are kind of reversals. You know what that makes me think of? That makes me think of like a retrograde. When planets go into retrograde, it's like they appear that they have gone into, they are moving backwards, but it's like that is not actually physically happening. It just seems for us on earth that they are moving backwards, but the energy, the spiritual energy, kind of gets influenced by that. It seems like they're spiritually moving backwards. So maybe, oh, and you know what? That reminds me that we had a lot of retrogrades in the month of January 2023, and then I think late January or the beginning of February 2023, those planets start came coming out straight, yeah, out of retrograde. So like this is like if you have been feeling like you're going back to square one, it's like all the traumas of your past or your old stories, they kind of came in front of you, they kind of came into the spotlight of your life. Then they were meant to be addressed, they were meant to be dealt with, but I feel like now you will be encouraged and guided to move on. You are coming out of this metaphoric retrograde phase in your life. This Page of Pentacles, when I look at this card upright, it gives me the energy of someone who is able to meditate. Can you see like how they're standing on this mandala soil and holding a mandala? It feels like they're aligned spiritually and they are able to meditate. They're able to get spiritual insights. But this in reverse makes me feel like you kind of feeling a little bit doubtful whether you are doing things right, whether you are meditating right, or whether you are aligned with your spirit. And I feel like your higher self really wants you to know that it's time for you to surrender. And I can't help but notice how the light colored theme shifted to a dark colored theme here. Can you see like how this person's head, like their crown chakra, is kind of giving off new light? So this is talking about finding the light in the darkest of places. Finding the light in the darkest of places. It also makes me think of like shadow work. If you've gone through any kind of difficult periods or any kind of difficult challenges in your life recently or in the past, those experiences may have not made sense to you, but the Divine Mother, meaning the divine cosmos or the source or the higher universe, is trying to tell you that trust the mystery, trust why those things didn't make sense, like why those relationships had to break apart or fall, or why you had to let go of those things. It's like why things didn't go the way that you thought they would go. Why that didn't happen, you don't have to understand it completely right now, because you need to know that the universe is taking care of you. The universe has your back. You need to surrender to why it happened or why it happens, and you have to completely allow yourself to let everything go and flow in life and open yourself to what may come in contact with you, because it's during these times when we are called to surrender, and we completely open ourselves, we let go, we relinquish our control. This is the time when so many new miracles can start entering our lives. This is the time when our reality starts to take a new form, a new shape. It starts to restructure itself for our own highest good. So I feel like whatever you had to let go of or whatever you cannot understand, it happened for your greater good. And it will make sense much longer time in the future. It will make sense in the future if it doesn't make now. But for now, you've gone through enough. You have allowed yourself to go through this process, and now it's time to surrender and just move on with life and to be spontaneous in your life. What you may have gone through could be about like Mercury retrograde, could have happened during the Mercury retrograde, and we also do have a retrograde coming this spring season. and it will happen in the zodiac sign of Taurus. So I feel like there is this theme in your life right now where you are called to relinquish control, where you're called to surrender more and more, because Mercury retrograde often makes us think, it makes us reconnect with our old patterns and break them. But the most important thing it teaches us is how to surrender. When things don't go our way, how can we surrender more? Yeah, and the Great Mother, I feel like your guides and angels want you to know that they do have your back. They do have your back, they see you, and they are guiding you on your journey. And we do have a lot of light colored themes going around here. So it feels like you are being called to live light-hearted once again, to stop overthinking things, to stop trying to control things, to stop trying to get an outcome of something. It's about being spontaneous, open, curious, and light-hearted, because that is what you need to experience. You have seen enough darkness. After you've faced enough darkness, it's about coming back into the light once again, coming back to that joy in your life. So now let's take a look at your astrology cards for any other additional messages. So the first one, we have Scorpio. The second one, we have waning gibbous moon. And the third one, we have Venus. So important zodiac signs for you or people significant to you could be Scorpio, Libra, and Taurus. This Scorpio card is making me think of like shadow work of death and rebirth, transformation. Scorpio talks about facing your darkest fears, and when you alchemize those fears and negative fears or negativity in your life, you come out stronger, more mature, and uplifted. And the Scorpio is also ruled by Pluto, which is the planet of major changes happening in our life. So I feel like this phase is kind of a major phase in your life where you're alchemizing a lot of things, but you're definitely coming out stronger, more mature. Now I'm noticing the numbers 4 and 4 and 5. So 4 is about spirit having your back, about coming back again to your 2 feet, feeling yourself, feeling grounded. And it also talks about how your angels and your higher universe is always looking out for you. It also makes me think of the 4th month of the year, which is April. Yeah, which is the April, and the 5th month is May. So both these months could be significant for you moving forward. So the waning gibbous moon is actually the phase of the moon just after the full moon. So the full moon is when things are coming to a peak, heightened emotions. If you feel sad, you feel too much sad. If you feel happy, you feel too much happy. So heightened emotions and heightened situations, it's like the energy is very intense during a full moon. And after the full moon, when you're in this phase of waning gibbous, this is about looking at what you have learned from that process, those intense, because we do have a lot of intense energy with your tarot cards and with this Scorpio card. Scorpio is really intense, it's all about intensity. So this is trying to tell you to share, to look at what you have learned, to communicate with others, to journal out the lessons that you have learned and how you have processed all those things. And after the full moon, things start to loosen up, they start to become lighter, and you are in that process of rest and rejuvenation where you can start to build up the momentum once again for a new cycle of your life. So this is really talking about you looking at what lessons you have learned from these old patterns that showed up in your life or that may show up in your life, and becoming aware of what you can learn this time and how you can break those patterns and how you can share your wisdom, what you've experienced. With this Venus card, Venus is all about beauty, it's about rest, it's about rejuvenation, it's about love. So, with this Venus, you are being encouraged to take care of yourself. How can you love yourself more deeply? Not using the coping mechanisms. So, the coping mechanisms are something that we are trying to incorporate in our life, and it helps us to get out of the difficult things of our life. So, all addictions are actually coping mechanisms, but true self love and true self care is not a coping mechanism, it's something that nourishes you, that helps you, that teaches you something. So, this is also a very positive card when it comes to relationships and encouragement that you're going to find love, you're going to find new connections, you are going to love again. But first, right now in this phase, you need to reconnect with the love within your heart. I can remember now that we have our Taurus season from April 21st to May 20. With this Venus, which also rules Libra, we may also have like a full moon in Libra, if I'm correct. So these times and dates coming in the spring season of 2023 could be important for you, could be significant for you. Scorpio is a water sign, and we did have a lot of message about rain and these cups energy, which is also the water energy. So this is about emotional alchemy, emotional maturity, emotional strength, and using that to move forward in your life. With this Scorpio and Venus, I can think about like passionate love, passionate love, passionate love for life, passionate connections, attracting new passionate connections, attracting new passionate inspiration, attracting new beautiful opportunities into your life. And these are deep, these are powerful, because you're no longer the old version of you. And when the old version of you dies, it's like this phoenix, the rising of the phoenix, which is what the Scorpio is all about, rising back from the ashes, coming back, bouncing back as 10 times stronger, 10 times more powerful, as a new and empowered version of yourself. So yeah, this orange color, this really makes me feel like you're going through like a phoenix rising, where you come out of the ashes and you're ready to live again. After the rain is a process of dying. The rose thread is about moving forward. The bud is like a young soul or a young being, or it could represent being young emotionally or in terms of your lessons. And then the great mother is like a pro. As a person, she's like someone who has learned her lessons and she knows what she's doing. She has gathered so much maturity. It's like the Empress vibes, the Empress in tarot, which is the number 3. So this is about you becoming a pro in your life, you going to the next level of your life, you becoming a wiser, more empowered, more authentic, more strong, more brave version of yourself. Yes. So now let's take a look at your tea leaf fortune cards for any additional messages. So firstly, these two came out together and it says horse, short journey. And with this we have guaranteed success, star. And a third one we have harp, great happiness. Wow, these are really positive energies. So the horse with this star card, guaranteed success, this is kind of giving me the vibes that if you just, all you need is just a little bit of more fresh air, all you need is to take a little bit of forward step. All you need is to just come out of your comfortable space, comfort zone, or just to take those little risks or those movements where you come out. It's like a little bit of nudge that pushes you forward, and then this whole world of happiness and joy opens up to you. Yeah, so it's not as difficult as you think it is. It's not as difficult as you may feel like it is in your mind. Sometimes we think about these scenarios over and over again. It's like you intuitively know that you should take dancing classes because it's going to help you get in movement or go out jogging in the park, but you start to overthink that scenario, how that's going to be. You have been inside for too long. That's just an example. So it's just a little bit of nudge, a little bit of forward push, and so much joy is going to enter your life, and it's going to be so much easier than you think it is. It's going to create this spark, it's going to give this spark to you in all areas of your life. And the star in tarot, the star card comes, I think it comes with the number 17, and it talks about hope towards the future. When you have gone through a process of shedding and letting go, you have paid your dues, and now it's time for you to move forward. Wishes get granted, miracles start coming into your life, and you feel optimistic and hopeful about the future once again. I also feel like if you guys like go for a traveling journey somewhere, like a short trip somewhere, then that is also going to help you. Or if you are planning a trip, then this is a confirmation that it is going to be a success, meaning you're going to enjoy yourself. Yeah. The heart with great happiness is kind of obvious that you're going to attract a lot of happiness in your life. The alphabet H could be significant to you, maybe initial of an important name or an initial of your name. You know how I was talking about like the music could uplift you, and with this harp playing, I feel like you definitely have some connection with music, and it may raise your vibration, uplift you, but specifically listen to the music that really brings so much joy to your heart, or maybe play music, or maybe sing your favorite songs. That is really going to be beneficial for you. So the horse is all about movement. The horse is all about forward movement. And if I were to read all three of these cards together, then it looks like the horse, meaning you are moving your back again to exercising, to traveling, or to coming out of your zone. You are again open to the joys of life, and then this burst of energy comes into your life and you attract so much happiness. Yes, so much happiness. It also like tells me horsepower, so maybe you're going to feel a lot more energetic in the spring season of 2023 than you have in the past few months. Maybe this rush of energy and optimism is coming into your life. At the back of your oracle deck, we have plant yourself here, integration, embodiment, grounded action. Again, we have the message around grounding and embodiment. You guys are embodying a new version of yourself, and this integration talks about you having integrated your shadows, you having learned from your old lessons, like you are actually merging with your future self. You are letting go your past self, and you are actually merging back with your higher frequency, with your higher soul essence, which you may have felt disconnected from for some period of time, and you are reintegrating with it. And from that space, you start to embody a new version of yourself. Embodying means actually living it. So say that I embody a singer, I embody the energy of a singer, or I am embodying singing. That will mean me practicing singing every single day, and then I start embodying the energy of how a singer would behave, how a singer would act, and I will start becoming a singer every single day. I will start giving off those vibes, and I will anchor that frequency of a singer into my body. So my vibration will align with that of a singer, and I will start attracting opportunities that are in resonance with that by the virtue of law of attraction. This is really about you embodying a new version of yourself. What would really help you is asking yourself, what would I do if I loved myself? What would someone who truly loves themselves, who truly cares about themselves, what would you do? And start taking those actions, and you will start embodying that version of you in the future, which is a higher version of you. That version of you that loves themselves, that is more empowered. You will start embodying that love, asking yourself, what would you do if you were successful? What would someone who is moving on do? What would someone who wants to experience joy or who is open do? All those questions that will help you embody a higher frequency and raise your vibration. And at the back of your astrology deck, we have waning crescent moon. So, waning crescent moon is the time period, the phase of the moon just before the new moon. So, this is the time when you are letting everything go, when endings are happening. And we have 4 and 5 here, so that sums down to number 9, which is all about endings. And I'm also noticing that this 4, 4, and 5 also sums down to the number 13, which is the card of death in tarot. The name of the card is Death, and it all talks about death, transformation, rebirth, endings, and at the time of endings, beginnings are also there. So this is really going really well with the Scorpio card. So I feel like you're on the brink of a new chapter of your life. New chapter of your life, and you're being called to let go. It's like if there are any kind of rituals or ceremony. For example, you let go the old clothes that represented the older version of you, or you give back the material of the people, what belonged to them, you give it back to them, or you just declutter your environment, your surroundings, just anything that you can do energetically and physically. You can even write down your intentions and burn them in a ritualistic fire as an intention to alchemize and let go those old energies and set new intentions. Yeah, so that will really help you for this new chapter, moving on to the new cycle of your life. The time period after the full moon and just before a new moon could be a significant time period for you guys. So these are all the messages that I have for you. I'm so grateful for doing this reading for you, and I thank you for being here. If you liked this reading, make sure to like, let me know in the comment section how you feel, and also subscribe to my channel. And if my messages were of significant help to you, you can also support me with the link in the description box below. And I hope that you stay blessed on your journey and you have an amazing spring season. And I will see you in the next video. Hello, pile number 3. So if you guys were drawn to the third deck, which is the Spirit Animal Oracle, then this is going to be your reading. We are going to see what's coming your way in the spring of 2023. Any challenges, blessings, or any other divine guidance that wants to make itself known to you. any other messages from your higher self or your spirit guides that can help you in your journey right now, that can guide you in advance so that you make the most out of this time. So let's just dive right into your reading. For your main theme, we have one oracle card and it says 17 Crow Spirit, co-create with spirit. Okay, so the first message that's coming through for pile number 3 for the spring of 2023 is that your higher self really wants you to follow their guideline, their paths, their nudges moving forward in the next 3 months. They really want you to co-create with them. You know how sometimes when we connect with our higher self, we are able to find out that there are certain choices that our higher self agrees with. It's just a knowing that comes to us intuitively. It's just an inner knowing that our higher self agrees with something. And there are other things that our higher self doesn't really agree with, but our human self or our ego really wants to make those choices. So the message that's coming through for pile number 3 is that your higher self really wants them to co-create with you. They want you to make those choices that it has co-signed on. They want you to not waste your time anymore doing things or try to be stubborn when it comes to your ego and what you think you should do, because the path of choosing our ego can give us instant gratification or give us an ego boost temporarily. But when we follow the nudges, the things that are aligned with our spirit, they are going to make so much sense in the long run. They are going to help us in the long run. They are going to align us with the bigger plan. They are going to align our life in a much higher, more synchronistic, and the words that are coming through our bird's eye view. And we do have this crow spirit, and crows also like remind me of ravens. Ravens are the messengers. They also depict synchronicities or divine messages that you may receive from the universe. So take note of any synchronicities or how your spirit is trying to guide you throughout these next months, and how your higher self is trying to nudge you into not doing something and guiding you towards other things. Because when there is something that is a co-creation with your spirit, it is not going to take the form or manifest in the form if you do a thing or if you make a choice that is coming from your ego or just simply your human self. That particular choice or that thing is actually going to, or that business is like going to be unique, it's going to be magical, it's going to be different, and it's okay. So for others of you, I'm receiving that if you have felt like alone in some kind of way, or if you have felt like you didn't have enough support or resources or guidance, then I feel like your higher self is trying to tell you that you do have all the guidance and tools that you need because they are with you. Your higher self, your guides, doesn't matter if you don't have like a lot of humans on your journey right now to guide you, because their guidance is all that you need right now, and it's really going to help you create magical things like beyond what your limited human mind is trying to wrap things around, like beyond what your human mind is trying to comprehend right now. They're going to really help you create it, but if you let them. So this is them coming in and trying to tell you and convey to you that allow them to co-create with you, surrender, and follow these nudges and follow the divine guidance. Also, the alphabet C could be significant to you, initial of your name, and it also makes me think of like the Christ consciousness that also has C as the initials. So maybe that is something that you are attracted to, that is where you find your connection with the divine. And this number 17 also makes me think of the tarot card, the star, which also has the number 17, and that talks all about optimism and having hopes for your future. Yeah, so I feel like moving forward, you are really being called to create your life in alignment with your higher self. This is really important for you, and it's also a confirmation that if you do that, things will turn around for the positive. Wishes will be granted. And it also makes me think of like the strength card in tarot, which is number 8, and that also talks about believing in yourself, having confidence, and overcoming any challenges. And it also makes me think of like abundance. When you believe in yourself, you are co-creating with spirit, but when you make actions from self-doubt, that doesn't really have a very pure or very grounded or very, you can say, powerful energy behind it. Yeah, that's what's coming through. And this crow makes me feel like it's a person who is facing forward in their life and they are standing strong in themselves. So this is about you standing strong in yourself. Also, ravens or crows, the birds, and the words that bird's eye view that came before, it gives the message about the fact that birds are able to see a wider view of the reality, or they have a bigger perspective because they're really able to fly up high, and they do it naturally. That like we humans, we travel on planes and take other things like that, but the birds don't really have to do that. It comes naturally to them. So I feel like this is your higher self letting you know that they're going to help you connect with your natural gifts or the things that come to you naturally, and they're going to help you create your life effortlessly because they're able to see you entirely. They're not that like their view of you is not limited, or it's not narrow where you're able to see just one thing that is good about you or one thing about your life. They can see your future, your past, any potential timelines that you are attracting. They can see it all. They can also see like other people in your life. It's basically limitless. And this 17 does sum up to 8, which makes me think of infinity. So this brings out the words infinite potential, higher viewpoint. It also makes me think of like the cycles of death and rebirth and reincarnation. Basically, it's a very mystical number. Yeah, if you think about the number, if you think about the symbol of infinity, it's really limitless. It has so many potential meanings. So follow the synchronistic guidance of the universe in the next few months. So now we have oracle cards and tarot cards as their clarifiers for different areas of your life, and we will take a look at them one by one. So the first area of your life that we are going to look at is your love and relationships, and for this we have number 2, antelope spirit, life is speeding up. And to clarify this, we have 4 of Pentacles upright and 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so the first message that's coming through is that if you guys are in a relationship right now and you're watching this, meaning that you are in a relationship and you've been in it for some time, then the message that's coming through is that things are really going to take a new form. They are going to move forward. It's like maybe you're going to get closer with this person, more in a more accelerated way. You're going to know more about them, or maybe spend more time with them and get to know each other even better, and your relationship with them is going to take on new and higher levels. This also brings out the message of someone who keeps their energy conserved, meaning they keep their love to themselves and they don't just give it freely to everyone. And this person, when they find their person or feel safe with someone, then that energy that they have been conserving or keeping to themselves can come out with that other person, because they feel safe with them, and it really helps to amplify, deepen, and form a beautiful, strong bond with the other person. We do have a lot of even numbers here, like 8, 2, 4, and 6. Yeah, so the words that are coming through is like evening out of the obstacles. Yeah, it also like makes me think of if you have been doing a lot by yourself, or you have been holding a lot in, or just it also makes me think of like having balance in your life. Even the number 2, it's like two people coming together and they share this bond, this love. I feel like you guys are going to treat each other in an even way. It's not like a power struggle or a dynamic relationship dynamic where one person is like narcissistic or the other person is codependent. This is really talking about a healthy balance in relationships. And if you're not in such kind of relationship right now, then you are being called to look at whether there is balance in your relationship. Yeah, it's about looking at that balance, whether you have been on the same page as the other person or they have been on the same page as you. Because when I look at this card, it's like one deer. There are like two versions of this. One is more solid and the other is more kind of invisible, but it's there. And one of them is like really moving forward and running, and the other one is like stuck and invisible in the behind. So this does talk about like the other person moving forward without you, or making you feel like you don't really matter. And if you have been in any kind of such relationship moving forward, this is a guidance to stop investing your energy in those relationships, because your energy matters. Your energy does matter. I can't help but notice how many orange colors we have. We have oranges theme here, and this here, red and orange. And this person is even wearing like a very bright orange eyeshadow or makeup. So this makes me think of like the sacral chakra and also your root chakra, and also like the solar plexus. These are all like, can you see like we have red, yellow, and orange. So these are all the lower three chakras, the first, second, and third, and they are all about our physical embodiment, our physical reality, feeling safe, our connection to pleasure, our connection to other people. Like the sacral chakra talks about how we are holding traumas within us. They also like talk about how we are having suppressed traumas. It carries a lot of energy around where we have suppressed traumas, or where we are not being our authentic self in relationships. And it, when these chakras are open and balanced, we are empowered in relationships. We are not giving our energy to people who don't give it back to us. Like, can you see how like there are these two hands and one is giving, other is receiving? I feel like this really talks about balance. And again, we have the number 8 here. I know that you cannot maybe see it clearly, but in the back of these hands we have this like big symbol of infinity, which makes me think of reciprocity, giving and then receiving. So you are being guided towards relationships where you receive, you're not just giving. And to conserve your energy, or maybe even like distance yourself from people who are not ready to reciprocate it back to you. Yeah. And this life is speeding up also tries to tell you that if there are such people, like there's a lot that may be revealed in the coming months of spring around the connections that you have in your life. It may reveal to you how much like selfish the other people are, or what you truly want in a connection, or how they are really genuine. Like all those things may come up to the surface, and it will really help you to come in terms, to have this clarity around whether you're going to be with this person or not, or whether they are aligned in your life or not. And it also goes like the other way, maybe they are the one who realize it. Yeah. So this antelope spirit, this card always makes me think of like a goat, which is the symbol, the animal symbol for Capricorn. So I don't know, Capricorn may be a significant sign for you, zodiac sign for you, of you and the other person, sun, moon, or rising sign. 17 number could be important to you, and we do have like a new moon in Gemini on 17th or 18th of June coming up in the spring season. So this could be a significant time for you. And we also have like these numbers, they sum up to 12, and we do have like Pluto moving into retrograde in Capricorn on 11th June. So maybe that time frame is going to be important for you. Yeah, this may be applicable to only some of you, but that was coming through. Now let's take a look at the other area of your life, which is your work, purpose, and your finances. And for this, we have number 36, Koi fish spirit, there is always enough. And to clarify this, we have number 9 again, the Hermit, upright, and then we have the Strength with the number 8. Okay, so first of all, my attention is going to the fact that there is this affirmation on this card that says there is always enough. So this is a call for you to remember when it comes to the abundance area of your life. This is asking you to keep an abundance mindset no matter what happens in your life. This is asking you to keep an abundance mindset and remember that there is always enough. I can't help but notice how both these cards have a very greenish, dark green, turquoise color energy, and this is like reminding me of the heart chakra. We also have this bright green here, so this is like the heart chakra, and also bright greens, these are connected to abundance and manifestation. When your heart chakra is open and active, you manifest abundance. You believe in yourself, you believe in life, and you are able to see how everything is abundance in your life. You don't limit yourself to what abundance may be for you. And the number 9 also makes me think of like certain kind of endings. About endings, when you move away from certain situations or certain beliefs or ways of life that are not serving you anymore moving forward. So those at those times it's important for us to reflect within ourselves, to go within ourselves and find that strength in knowing that we will always have enough. We live in an abundant universe. We don't have to cut ourselves in half in order to live an abundant life. And if we let go certain areas, we let go certain situations, or even the energies that are not serving us, then that is really going to help us reconnect with what truly matters to us. It's really going to help restructure our life. And you know what's catching my attention is how we have the number 9 here twice, and then this number 2. Both these together sums down to 11, which is also the date where Pluto is retrograding in Capricorn. And that energy is truly about restructuring of your purpose or your work or this career aspect of your life, and how you let go what's no longer serving you, getting rid of the dead wood and becoming empowered once again. It's like a restructuring, it's like a freshening up of this area of your life. And it feels like to me that first this person, they go within themselves, they self-reflect, they find the light within themselves. It's like they're having a lot of epiphanies, they are being guided by their spirit, they are listening to their spirit, and then this light that makes itself known to them in the form of guidance, they make the most of this light, they start to shine it, they start to live in a courageous, brave, confident way. And can you see like how there's this symbol of infinity on the hand of this person? Just there are a lot of symbols of infinity. The number 9 also makes me think of like the ninth house in astrology, which is all about your higher learning and you looking at the bigger picture of your life, you going deep into your spirit and learning more about it, you reconnecting with your spiritual side. And the number 8 makes me think of like the 8th house in astrology, which is related to your money and desires and the matters of pleasure. So I think like for you guys, when you combine the two, like when you do what really gives you, what really excites you, that is really going to help you attract abundance in your life. And you can see like how this person, they are like half lion and they are half human. It makes me come back to this message of co-create with spirit. It's like when you spend this time in solitude and self-reflection and reconnect with your higher self, you start to channel. It's like they're your spirit guide or your higher self. It's like half of you is your future self or your spirit guides and the other half is your human self. And when you take an action or make a choice or say words, it's like both of them together. It's in alignment with both of the beings. It's in alignment with you and your higher self, with you and your spirit. The choices that you make are not just like yours. Yeah, it also makes me think of like the example that's coming through is when like there's a superhero and they are out there trying to fight crime, and then there is this one person who is on the talk with them. It's like they are communicating with them throughout the process and they are guiding them about the routes that they should take, because they are able to access the map and they are able to see the things, and they are guiding the hero how to chase and how to take the next move, which pathway is going to lead them to the destiny in a more safer and faster way. Like those kinds of things, like that example is coming through my mind. So I feel like, yeah, it's like you and your higher self really sticking together strong in the coming months. Hmm. 36 could be a significant age for some of you guys. Maybe you are 36 years old. And again, I am noticing that we have a yellowish orangish theme again here. So maybe in the months moving forward, it would really benefit you if you work on the two chakras of your body, the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. Yeah, and the solar plexus chakra really talks about finding your inner power, taking your power back, finding back your confidence. And this person is also like wearing a heart locket. It makes me think of like the crystal carnelian or the sunstone. Those crystals could really help you, even like the citrine crystal that could really help you. And the zodiac signs that could be important to you are also coming through Virgo and Leo with this one. So we have Capricorn and we have Virgo and we have Leo here. So now let's move on to the next area of your life, which is your spiritual journey. And for this we have number 27 again with the 9. The number 9, think on your feet, fox spirit. And again we have that orangish theme here. Wow, like I don't know, maybe orange is your favorite color or it's your lucky color, or maybe in the coming months this color is really going to help you. Reds, any color with reds, orangish and yellow tones is really going to help you. This is like also a lot of fire energy. And to clarify this, we have 4 of wands in reverse. I'm observing how the theme of your reading is kind of moving from greens and yellows to a more orangish and purplish tone. And this makes me think of like you going deep within yourself. Like the purple color is all about self-reflection, your intuition, and it feels like in this area of your life you are really going to change some patterns, changing beliefs. The four of wands, when it is upright, does have a lot of positive victorious energy, and it came out reversed. But when I look at this card, it makes me think of like you getting out of situations that were temporary and actually making decisions or moving towards embodying beliefs or making choices that will help you last longer, that will serve your needs, that will fulfill your desires. My attention is really going to like this tent here and how these people are celebrating, and it's a really beautiful energy, but it does seem like it's a temporary setting. Yeah, so I do feel like maybe you will be called to release beliefs that limit you. You will be called to release beliefs that do not really help create your life, and you will also need to make choices, even if these are like small decisions. Make these decisions, these small decisions, to embody a new belief that will really help you to stay grounded in the moment. And you know what? I do want to read out the message for this fox spirit from the guidebook. I feel like there is something that you guys need to hear. Number 27, fox spirit, think on your feet. Be alert now, for fox spirit has appeared and you're meant to move swiftly. Let this clever spirit draw out your creativity as you adjust to rapidly changing circumstances with resilience, grace, and astuteness. Fox spirit helps you to think on your feet, using your best judgment and wits to help you slip into a more advantageous situation. Time for swift action of the mind, a time to think outside the box and notice many ways in which you might make a move. Aware of your surroundings and always clear on what you deserve and wish to co-create. Again, we have the message of co-creation. Trust that your cleverness, guided by the fox spirit, will serve you well. protection message. Are you camouflaging yourself to avoid intimacy? Perhaps you're being too clever for your own good and playing games to protect yourself. Being dishonest with yourself or others can become isolating and create obstacles to true connection. Fox Spirit calls you to be attuned to what is happening within you and around you so that your quick thinking and creativity can lead to better relationships and situations. You're called to use your Fox Spirit beneficially rather than in ways that keep you from experiencing what you want. Yeah, so this is really talking about, especially this card appearing in your spiritual area. This makes me think of like how your spirit guides are trying to give you like the shortcuts to experiencing beautiful realities, like how they are guiding you. It's like your human self has like this limited information, going back to the example of a hero being led by their friend and they are listening to them and they're making the choices based on that. This is making me think of like your spirit giving you some clever, you know, some clever solutions or some clever guidelines or like cheat codes to crack your reality, which is really going to help you in your life. Yeah. And with this Four of Wands in reverse, we did had the message in the Fox Spirit guidebook about how you can like use certain coping mechanisms to not be in connections. This makes me think of like how you are not allowing yourself to experience enjoyment, or how you are using like your logical or analytical side to keep yourself away from other people, because Fox Spirit is very social. Fox Spirit is definitely social, and I feel like this social energy is what you're meant to channel with your guides. Like there you're going to really get really social with them. You may hear like a lot of guidance in the coming months for them. It's like they don't leave you alone, or like, yeah, this is not something that you can shake off, that you can just say that, you know, it's just in my mind. Yeah. That's what's really coming through. With the number 4 paired up with 27, we also like, it makes me think of like the 4th month of the year, which is April, and the 27th day of April. That could be significant for some of you. We do have like 4 and 6 here, and that makes me think of like the months from 4th to 6th. It's like the 4th month to the 6th month, which does cover the spring season, April, May, and June. Yeah, so I feel like in these 3 months, your life is really going to start taking more momentum. So now let's take a look at your astrology cards for any other additional messages. We have the last quarter moon, Mercury, and then we have the lunar eclipse. Okay, so with this Mercury, we do have like a Mercury retrograde coming up in the spring season 2023 from April 21 to 14th of May. April 21 to 14 May, we do have a Mercury retrograde. So this could be a significant time period for you guys. And the Mercury does talk about our logical thinking, our communication, how we are communicating. It does also talk about like how delays and miscommunication and misunderstandings happen. And I feel like that's why we received this message of think on your feet. So it's about being aware of what you are saying and how you're communicating with others, or how you're applying your mental and intellectual power, how you are using your mental and intellectual power to make the most out of your reality. And this Mercury coming out, it's also, I think, trying to tell you that if there are certain kinds of delays, miscommunication, misunderstanding, certain things going haywire, then they will sort themselves out. You don't have to worry about them, but you do need to do your due diligence in making sure that you are making decisions, saying things, you are rechecking things, you are double checking everything, and if things do go wrong, then you are surrendering to the process. Yeah, so even if things go wrong, even if like temporary delays or these kinds of things happen, they will resolve themselves out, and all that you will need to do at that time is release your control. Wow, you know what it makes me feel like? It feels like the colors of a rainbow spread throughout your reading, these greens and blues and then reds and yellows, and it's all concentrated in this one color. So Mercury is the ruler of Gemini and Virgo, and we did have the Virgo here. So these could be important zodiac signs for you guys. We have this lunar eclipse card here, and we are definitely experiencing and entering eclipse season in the spring of 2023. Yes, we do have a new moon eclipse in Aries on 20 April, and then we have a full moon eclipse in the sign of Scorpio on 5th of May. So the lunar eclipse is like the new moon on steroids. It's the new moon in steroids, and we will be experiencing this new moon eclipse, lunar eclipse, in the sign of Aries, which is a very, very powerful time to set your new intentions. It's a very powerful time to new beginnings, new starts. It's about restarting your life, and this is a really powerful time. New moon is, especially if there's like a new moon eclipse, this tries to tell you that the intentions that you set during this time or the things that you work towards will manifest much quicker, much faster, and with much more oomph, with much more power. And I feel like for you guys, the time period from 20 April all the way to 14 May with our lunar eclipse and our Mercury retrograde, this is going to be a very significant time period for you guys. And during this time, take a look at how you can release the old, how you can release old stories, how you can refresh your life, how you can make new intentions. You can set new intentions where in your life the restart needs to happen. We do have a lot of nines here, a lot of nines. Yes, this talks about endings, this talks about letting go, this talks about how your life is restructuring itself. And with this last quarter moon, I'm receiving the message that we do have like a full moon in the sign of Libra coming up on the 5th or 6th of April, and it's all about releasing resistance and letting go. But this last quarter moon is the phase of the moon after the full moon. After the full moon, and the full moon has started waning out, and this is like the second phase of the moon after the full moon. And this is when the moon is preparing to release its shine, and it's like becoming a blank canvas preparing for a new moon. So I feel like the 9th of April, around the 9th of April, which is also what came up here, and leading up to the eclipse season, the 9th of April to the 14th of May, these these time periods could be significant for you, because this time period, starting from the 9th of April all the way, I think, to other days of the month of April, they are kind of preparing you for these changes coming into your life. And you need to look at where these changes are happening in your chart, astrology chart, if you want to get a more in-depth understanding of it. Yeah, but the last quarter moon does talk about how you are releasing and letting go completely. It also talks about surrender, because during the full moon it's like your emotions are heightened or you have manifested at your peak, and then after the full moon you are called to rest, rejuvenate, let go, release, surrender, relinquish your control. Yeah, relinquishing your control. So at this time you are preparing to let go, to surrender, because a lot of energies may start showing themselves up or surfacing during this time. So before that, you really need to take this time to reconnect with spirit, to self-reflect, to maybe even practice a lot of daily meditation, and that is really going to help you on your journey. And another thing that's catching my attention is how much earth energy we have here. We do have pentacles here, and then the hermit is also Virgo, earth energy again. And then we have a lot of fire energy, four of wands, and the strength. This is the fire energy. So earth and fire signs could be significant to you, or they could be your significant zodiac. And you know what? This Mercury retrograde is happening during the Taurus season. We have this Mercury retrograde in the sign of Taurus. So this does talk about like resetting your beliefs around abundance and money. Yeah, so I feel like it's going to be a fresh start, because we did have a lot of nines in this area of your life, your work, and your abundance. And we have a lot of pentacles here. This does talk about like a fresh perspective or new beginnings happening in this area of your life, you making new decisions. Maybe you are clearing out the clutter or the dead wood from your business and you are restarting it, or you are restarting your work. Maybe you are getting a new job, like those kinds of energies where you are re evaluating what you do, the service that you provide to others, or how you are learning, because the ninth house does talk about your higher learning. So this is talking about how you can release the old that's not serving you. You can take some time and spend time in self-reflection, really go deep in thinking about the areas that really need to let go. And Mercury retrograde does bring out, like, it does rub in our face the issues that we kind of don't want to deal with directly. So I feel like these issues around your work or your how you are approaching abundance or money could come to the surface, like what's your relationship with it and how you are pushing certain things under the surface that you don't want to look at, or where do your strategies need to change. Yeah, how do you need to change your strategies in this area of your life? I feel like these changes are going to be long lasting, because the Pluto retrograde in Capricorn that we were talking about, it's going to be in the sign of Capricorn from 11th June all the way to the next year. Yeah, so this is like long lasting changes that happen, that change your approach, that change how you think and how you approach money and abundance. There was another interpretation coming up for this area of your life, and it felt like you conserving your energy, not just in terms of your spiritual energy but also like in terms of money. Maybe you have been in a partnership with someone who was also or who is also your romantic interest, and you are re-evaluating how much work you do and how much they do and how much there's a balance of abundance. It's like how much credit you are getting for it or how much credit they are getting for it. It's like, and we did have like a lot of number eights, so that is like the eighth house of how other people balance or manage your finances or how you are balancing it with them. Yeah, so take a check on that and make sure that things are happening with integrity, honesty, equality, reciprocity, and in a genuine give and take manner. So now let's take a look at your tea leaf fortune cards for any other additional messages. The first one, we have Dragon. Be aware of self-delusion. Interesting. Then we have Rooster. An arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Then we have the Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. And then we have Scales. Keep your life in balance. Definitely, that's what we were talking about, like having a healthy balance when it comes to your connections. And can you see like how there are these beautiful flowers or fruits in these scales? This makes me think of abundance and things of earthly matters, the money, the finances. So it's also talking about like how the service that you are providing, you're able to receive a good reward or a good pay for it. It's like you are being paid square and fair. You're not cutting yourself short. And this is also giving like the Libra energy. We do have the scales here and the balance. And I feel like the full moon in Libra falling on the 5th or 6th of April could be really significant for you. So this dragon makes me think of this fox spirit that we had here. Be aware of self-delusion. This really talks about like how you are holding on to beliefs that are not really serving you, that are not really for your highest good. It also talks about how you are believing in things, in situations, or in people who don't really have your highest or best interest. And this dragon and rooster coming out together, it feels like giving your faith or your too much of your belief in someone who is not good for you, like an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. You should not cross. It's like a metaphor for you know you should not give your energy to, you should not enmesh yourself with them, you should not entangle yourself with them, get an argument with them or get in a fight with them. And really being masterful of how you can navigate the situation, think on your feet, and how you can keep a balance where you make a choice but you are not like entangling yourself with this person who I feel like has a little bit of a narcissistic energy around them. When I look at this card, and the dragon does have a lot of fire energy. We did have a lot of fire energy here, and the fire is really alchemical. So I feel like around the full moon in Libra, which is all about your relationships and your balance and how you are treating things or being treated with fairness, I feel like during this time, if any kind of issues come up, you can even practice like a ritualistic fire bowl ceremony, which is where you find a specific place that you feel safe in or that suits you, and you can write down any things that you need to let go of, that you are intending to let go of, and then you can burn it in a ritualistic fire. That really helps to alchemize the energy. And this caterpillar is quite self-explanatory. It's going through a phase of metamorphosis. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Yeah, so I feel like a huge change is coming in your life, and this change is not going to be small. This change is going to be something that makes a huge difference in your life. This is simply a heads up. The beware of delusion, it also makes me think of like you being in denial towards something, like there is something that you are trying to avoid because it's too difficult to face, maybe a truth about a person or other areas of your life that really need some change. Yeah, so don't be in denial. Don't be in this denial. That's the guidance that's coming for you. And at the back of your oracle deck with the number 58, we have Stag Spirit, take the lead. So this is talking all about you stepping into an empowered version of yourself, not allowing other people to boss you around or give your power away to them. Looking at your life with integrity. I feel the expression on the face of both these animals, it is quite the same, where they are moving ahead, moving forward. And this does sum down to the number 13, which talks about death in tarot. So this is about death and rebirth happening in your life at the same time. And I'm definitely going to claim this message for you guys. Cow spirit, the miracles are endless, with the number 6 here. And we had the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, which talked about like you're not receiving the money that you should, or not receiving the reciprocity that you should. So this is your spirit guides letting you know that an abundant life is possible. Don't stop believing in it. And then at the back of your tarot deck, we have Page of Cups in reverse, which, if I were to turn this upright, this does give me the vibes of someone who is like daydreaming. So I think that this is a time for you guys to be a little bit more realistic about your life, about your relationships, and yeah, be a little bit more realistic. But I don't know, like the theme of relationships just keeps coming back around for you guys. So these are all the messages that I have for you guys. I'm so grateful for reading for you, for doing this reading for you, and I thank you for being here and listening to these messages. If you liked this reading, make sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section how you feel, and also subscribe to my channel. If this reading was of significant help to you and my messages really help you on your journey, you can also support me through the link in the description box below. And I hope that you have an amazing spring season 2023. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you guys stay blessed. I am grateful for reading for all the piles today, and I will see you in the next video.